r/AskReddit.
What consistently leaves you disappointed? But you just keep trying?
A response to the post.
Thinking my job will get better. Edit. Thanks everyone for my first ever awards. I never expected this reaction. Happy to announce I have a job interview next week, so here's hoping.
A response to this comment.
I left a job after 15 years. They were never going to improve and I was a fool, too afraid of change or too complacent in the convenience to take the risk. This only benefits them. They were underpaying me by at least $5 per hour and taking advantage of my good nature and apprehension to leaving. It honestly made my anxiety so much worse in ways I hadn't realized until I left. What I'm saying is, find a way out.
A response to the post.
Trying to keep in contact with my one-sided friendships.
A response to this comment.
You have to develop a keen eye for people who are honestly just like that when it comes to keeping in contact. Not that it isn't valid to drop them if it's simply too exhausting, but there are absolutely people who are terrible about reaching out and keeping up. There's no malice in it, they just kind of bop around in life from one thing that keeps their focus to another. The issue is more in the actual logistics of how their lives work than how they feel about their friends. I've got a bunch of old college buddies who I certainly care about and am more than willing to talk to / visit with / help out at a moment's notice. It's just logistically difficult to maintain a constant friendship with more than a few people who are scattered throughout the country with their own things going on. Then there are people who you simply aren't nearly as important to as they are to you. You want to be in their lives, you want to be kept up to date and included, you want to hang out, and the only reason that doesn't happen is that they don't really see you like that. They do those things, they have that time and capacity, they just don't have it for you. That's not a friend, that's a delusion.
A response to the post.
Trying to enjoy my free time like I used to.
A response to this comment.
I used to read so many more books. I just can't get into it like I used to and it makes me sad.
A response to the post.
Growing indoor plants.
A response to this comment.
Sunlight is less powerful than you think through a window. Water less than you think you need to. Edit. Since this is blowing up, I'll add to this. I was a wedding venue groundskeeper and thus have almost a decade of experience growing, propagating, trimming, etc. Indoor plants have become my new hobby, given my new job is indoors. Plants start with dirt, sand plus perlite plus earthy mix for succulents and desert varieties. Orchid bark and minimal sphagnum moss for orchids. Indoor potting soil for many indoor plants. I generally add perlite to aerate the soil. It prevents root rot but hurts water retention. Microwave soil to kill off pests if you suck at maintenance in general, before you plant your babies. Next is pots. Terracotta and orchid pots offer ventilation, should your plant need it. Terracotta keeps soil cooler via evaporation, and more evenly dry, than glazed ceramics or plastic. Plastic retains more water. Dark color pots retain more heat and sunlight. Quick Google searches will indicate what may help you in this regard, but this is more nuanced than the rest of my advice. Next is light. Unless whatever is in the window is hot to the touch when in sunlight, it's less sunny than you believe. Start in steady light, and if they don't like it, move them away periodically until they seem happy. Different cardinal directions, N, E, S, W, are something to consider when picking windows. Next is moisture. My indoor plants generally like to have dry dirt for a day or two before I water. I push my cacti and succulents way harder in that regard, but my prayer plant gets pissy if it's dry for more than a day. Did you see fruit flies / fungus gnats? You're watering too much or the soil is retaining too much moisture in general. Some plants, like the prayer plant and Venus flytrap, only want distilled water, not tap. Air plants like to soak in my aquarium once a week. You'll learn this as you go. Use an unpolished / unvarnished chopstick to test soil moisture in pots. Lastly, pests and disease are difficult to diagnose at first, but with time you will improve. Generally speaking, quarantine sick / infested plants until you have it under control. Fungicide and systemic pesticides are my go-to. Doing the whole neem oil thing is beyond my time. I have 3 jobs. Understand that these chemicals are not good for you, so take them outside to spray / treat them. Eventually you'll end up with 83 plants in your living room, with your office full of rooting hormone, fertilizers, bags of different substrates, and cutting experiments. And you'll be happy. Cheers. Edit 2. Orchid care is a whole other beast, so I will not delve into that. But if you microwave your soil, add some puddle water for beneficial bacteria. I add my aquarium water usually, but not everyone has an aquarium. Otherwise, use sealed bags of soil from inside the store or pasteurize your soil with boiling water.
A response to the post.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
A response to this comment.
Don't forget Sunday night when you start stressing about going to work on Monday.